The Ninja Way is a hardcore community-based game inspired by the shonen anime Naruto. One of the main goals of the game is to give a realistic experience as close as possible to the life of an everyday ninja. The only way to progress is to be involved in the community and play as you'd like, whether that just be to chill or as a casual ninja, or become an official rank shinobi like a genin and beyond. With all of this in mind, being a hardcore game as it is, there is no permanent death system. It is labeled as a hardcore game due to it being completely player versus player based, in which all the village's economy, roster, lore, and status are all determined by the players. We will cover more of this in the later chapters of the video. In the Ninja Way, each village has its own structure, ranking system, in-game and player-based economy, and a quote-unquote culture. Each has their own genin, chunin, jonin, and kage, and are almost all open to receiving and training new players. However, within this video, I admit I can only truly give specifics about one village, the Leaf, because I have only ever been in Leaf, but please try to bear with it, regardless of the village you are aiming to join. Upon joining the game for the first time, you will be made to select which village you want to be born in. As of the making of this video in late 2023, there are two choices available to the public, that being the Leaf Village and the Sand Village. The other villages are indeed available to join, but that would come later on, after understanding village switching rules and other topics that I won't be covering in this video. You will also be allowed to customize your character as much as you'd like. You can select 2 chakra natures, and the other 3 are available through game passes. You can also select your specialty, ninjutsu, kenjutsu, taijutsu, or well-rounded. I will dive more into specialties in another chapter. You can also spin for a Kekkei Genkai, however be warned, Kekkei Genkai and the Ninja Way are extremely rare. There is an extremely high chance that you will get nothing. There are also currently no ways to get spins for free right now aside from events, but those are very rare. They only happen on special occasions right now. The dev team do plan to make Kekkei Genkai spins much more obtainable in the future in ways like daily rewards, such like the game used to have. When you join a village for the first time, you're automatically labeled as a villager rank, or you're unranked as they say. Villagers typically have minimal say or involvement in community events, but this may vary from village to village. Also, as a villager playing for the first time, you will also have the option to do the tutorial, which I highly recommend, or you can just hop straight into the open world. Without diving too deep into the basic controls of the game, because the tutorial covers all that and I'm going to talk about it in the next chapter, I'm now just going to go over exactly what you can expect to find when you first join. When you join your village in the open world, you'll probably be very confused or lost. One basic thing to mention is that it's impossible to deal or be dealt damage from your fellow villagers while you're inside of the village itself. When you're in your main village area, team damage is turned off. If you're being attacked inside your village and taking damage, your attacker is 100% not from your village. Either that or an admin for some reason turned on team damage, but that's highly unlikely. To start with, what I recommend doing is first just looking at all the menu buttons and the UIs with the M key. Getting accustomed to the stats, inventory, and jutsu screens can take you a long way to understand how to progress. You can also look at the achievements tab and complete those for extremely easy experience and money. Going around to do all your village's shops and lands will also grant you a lot of experience. But do remember that being in any land outside of your designated village will put you at risk of losing a hefty amount of levels and any money you have on your person. Exercise caution anytime you go outside of the village, but as they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Now, while we stay on the topic of levels and experience, I want to make it clear that leveling up is not meant to be a major priority of the gameplay experience. Levels are meant to be extremely easy to obtain when you're first starting out, with the penalty of death just including the loss of level and money when you're in dangerous lands. The main purpose of the game is to be involved with the community in some way, shape, or form. Some people will want to roleplay, some people want to make money, some people want to rank up and defend their village, some people just want to cause chaos and be like a rogue ninja. But regardless of what you want to do, you'll have to engage with the players somehow. In order to accomplish this, you will need to join the Ninja Way's main Discord server, as well as your village's Discord server, which is linked in the Ninja Way's main server. That information can be found below the game's description, and I'll also put it in this video's description as well. You can feel free to ask any questions to players in the server or in game who look like they may have a lot of experience, because everyone is there to help. The community is full of loyal veterans who have stuck through the game's worst lows and the highest peaks. Even if everybody does not get along at times, one thing that everybody does share in the community is that everybody wants the community to grow and everybody wants the game to expand and get better and better. The controls of the game are pretty simple to understand at first. You can run by double tapping W, you can dodge or dash left, right, and backwards by double tapping A, D, and S. You can also double jump in the game. You can punch with M1, and you can do a heavy attack by pressing M2 when you're in shift lock. Hold Q to block. Press 1 to equip your primary weapon. Primary weapons typically have slower swing speed than regular punches or kunai M1s. If you press E, that'll equip your secondary weapon, which is any kunai you have set there. You can also double tap E to dual wield kunai if you're feeling fancy, and if you're feeling even fancier, you can hold E to do the cool little kunai twirl animation to equip it. If you press R with your kunai in your hand, it'll deal 10 damage. It does less to people with armor. Press V to throw your third weapon, which is any shuriken or senbon. If you press 3, 4, or 5, that'll equip any tools you have in your first, second, and third inventory slots. Equipment is categorized as practical tools that deal heavy damage or they cure ailments, and there aren't mere throwables or just wielded weapons. Most of them can be placed. Examples of these include paper bombs, tripwire traps, paper bomb kunai, darts, or antidotes. Also, you can press Z to open up the emote wheel, and when you're in the emote wheel, you can press 1 to sit. That's how you regen your stats, because there's no chakra charge in the game. Repeat, there is no chakra charge in the game. In order to regain depleted stats, you have to sit down to passively regen. You can also have another person perform medical ninjutsu on you to regen quicker. In that same menu, you can also press 2 to train your hand signs. That gives your hand sign speed, makes it faster. You can also press 3 to do chakra control training, and you need that if you want to get medical ninjutsu. Now, if you want to rank up in the ninja way, you'd have to first do these 2 steps. 1. You have to be in and have access to the Ninja Way's main Discord server. 2. You have to be in and have access to your village's Discord server. Ranking up is a process that will differ from village to village, but there is a general direct way that everybody does the ranking up process. The first step, find out how your village operates their academy. The academy can take time. Some people can take it, it'll complete like in a week. Some people it'll take less than a week, some people more than a week. It all depends on your skill level, your knowledge of the game beforehand, and like the general structure of the village's academy. But once you know how your academy works, all you have to do is join it and follow through. However, there is another way that a village might do rankings, and that's through events that cause you to stand out in the eyes of the high ranks. I can tell you that in Leaf, we sometimes do events called rank up events, in which we just test the villagers, and the people who we think are ready to become genin will become genin. That's all it is. Once you do become a genin through academy or some other way, all you have to do is wait for the next tuning exam, and your village's kage or advisor should have the answer to that question, as well as how to become a jonin from being a chunin. As I previously stated, you can choose your specialty upon joining the main menu. Ninjutsu specialty revolves around a ranged ninjutsu, chakra type playstyle. Ninjutsu specs, aka nin specs, have an extremely high chakra with less stamina. Taijutsu specialty revolves around close quarters combat and extremely devastating combos. Kenjutsu specialty involves using swords to quickly close the distance on people and leave them no room to breathe, with good range, M1s, and chipping damage. Kenjutsu specs are also typically good at linking ninjutsu with kenjutsu moves. They have slightly less chakra than normal and higher stamina than normal. The well-rounded specialty, or BAL specs, have completely even stats, a good amount of chakra, a good amount of stamina, and a good amount of moves from every single skill tree. The BAL spec is basically the jack of all trades. Now to add on to specialties, chakra natures also have a hand in complementing your specialty. For example, lightning style and water styles typically are best for kenjutsu and taijutsu, fire styles typically ideal for ninjutsu, and so on. There's a variety of combinations you can do with your build, so you can just play around and see what fits. Upon establishing yourself in the game and the community, you're now free to explore and be part of an abundance of events, and look forward to the game's content. Villages will often host raids in which players from different villages will clash. Each village has scrolls that anybody ranked Genin Plus can steal from other villages and bring back to their own village. Villages will often battle it out for control over the scrolls, And the mechanic is that, you know, the more scrolls a village has, the cheaper the shops will get. For instance, a paper bomb kunai with no scrolls will cost about like 450 Rio, while a village with 4 scrolls will have the same item for like 373. Furthermore, there's an in-game shop that allows villagers to use capture scrolls to control lands, which gives periodic money and experience. These in-game features are relatively new, but they give an incentive to villagers fighting raids and giving out missions for their ranked ninjas. Villagers will use these mechanics as incentives to raid other villages for their own gain. This also brings me to the concept of combat tagging. There is combat tagging in the game, and the penalty for combat logging is losing all of your levels. When you're in combat, you're unable to move from land to land. The TPs will not work, so that goes back to when I talked about being careful in unsafe areas outside of your village. There are also occasional community-wide events that may reward people with a ton of money or even rare weapons or even custom armor. These events are very rare, but they do bring the community together. Villages also might host their own separate events, such as like village tournaments, you know, those are like on a smaller scale as well. Alright, that about sums up all the background knowledge you need for this game. It's a community-based game, purely community-based, run by players. It's completely open to the public. You can ask literally anyone any questions you might have. If you have any questions for Leaf specifically, you know, I might be your guy. Or you can ask the Hokage, ask the Kage of the village you want to join, ask anyone who looks high leveled, ask anyone with any flax. You know, they will have any answers for you. Anyway, that will be all from me. Hope you liked the video. I hope this got you to want to play the game. It's a very fun game, very addictive. You know, that's it. I'll catch y'all in the next video.